Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great week or a great weekend for whenever it is you may see this vlog. Now, you know your girl is not going to hold you long, so we just going to dive right up into this thing, okay? So, y'all, today we are going to be talking about let's not make things bigger than what they have to be, okay? There is times, right, where if you sit back and you think about things, you realize that a lot of things could have been fixed, a lot of things could have been healed through communication. Okay. And sometimes, right, you have people who want to address certain situations and say, hey, this is what's going on, this is what's on my mind, so on and so forth, right? And you may have another person that's receptive to that, and that's how, you know what I'm saying, you able to communicate. And then at times we may run into um people where they don't feel comfortable, right, really expressing themselves or being vulnerable or being open, or it's going to take a shot to their pride, or it's going to take a shot to their ego, you know what I'm saying, things like that. So therefore they're willing to not address certain situations and leave things completely on you, right? And let me just say this, right? It depends on the situation. If you want to really engage enough to where you want to understand what's going on, it takes a person, right, that truly cares and truly wants to understand, to want to come in, to want to have that conversation, to want to fix things. And these days there is there is a lot of people, right, that tend to want to run away from simple conversations. And it has a lot to do with sometimes what you have done or what the other person will have done, but it's more so accountability, right? And in order to move forward in any situation, anything you may want to move forward in, you have to address the problem, the root of the issue. And if you do not address the problem, and if you do not get to the root of the issue, how are you supposed to move forward? How are you supposed to ever know what could have, or you know what I'm saying? Things like that. And how are you supposed to really be able to have a peaceful resolution when you are dealing with, right? Sometimes when you are dealing with people who don't even know how to have an adult conversation, okay? And let me just say this. If you are in a situation where you feel like you've explained yourself thoroughly, you've made yourself very clear, you've made your intentions very clear, whatever it is it may be, you've already done those things, you checked those things off the box. Just know this, you've done your part. It takes a lot, right, for a person to sit down and say, hey, I messed up. I could have did this differently, or I could have addressed this differently, or it takes a person, right, that is just willing to own up to their parts, right? And even if you know, right, that you did not do anything wrong, all you have to do is address the situation, process the situation, understand where the other person is coming from and how y'all may have got there in order to reach a peaceful resolution, right? Because you don't want to move. I'm going to just say me. I don't want to move through this life wondering what if. What if I would have did this, or what if I would have said this, or what if I would have tweaked this a little bit, and then what if I would have did all of that, right? I don't want to live my life that way. And when I know, me personally, that I have done wrong, guess what? I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to fix it. And me personally speaking, right? It may come off probably a bit a bit aggressive, but it may come off that way, but at the end of the day, it's pure, right? And never feel like you have to change up who you are, right? In order to babysit. I'm going to say babysit someone's feelings, right? So the moral of the story is, y'all, a lot of things can be fixed if conversations are had, if pride is laid to the side, if egos is put to the side. Because where does that get you? Where does that get you? It don't get you nowhere, right? So why not sit that to the side? If you know that you owe an apology, okay, I'm gonna just say that, or you know that you need to try to smooth things over and make things right, do just that, okay? And if another person is not open to you and receptive to you, that's fine. But at least you did what you could, right? And now you get to move on, right? In peace, because you can go to bed at night knowing what? At least you tried, right? So, y'all, that was on my mind to speak about with y'all. And I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog. I hope you guys are enjoying your week or enjoying your weekend. And I just want to say thank you for all your love and support. And I will talk to you guys soon. Okay. Love y'all. Bye.